let you know all the little tears gon' come and go. Baby, just gotta make up your mind that every little thing's gonna be alright.
Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be telling you guys what you need to know before visiting Gulliver's Kingdom. Now, all of last season I was a ride operator at Gulliver's Kingdom. It's a children's theme park in Matlock Bath, and it's an amazing theme park for little kids and for families, and I loved working there. It's always been my dream job to be a ride operator, so obviously when I got the job I was just so like over the moon. I was so happy, and it has honestly been the best job I have ever had. And obviously I was meant to go back this season, but you know, stuff has happened, so obviously we're not open at the moment, but hopefully if we do actually get to open this year, I will be going back for a second season. Like, I'm honestly missing it so much. Like, I just want to get back into work and like get back to doing what I love. So I thought I would do this video because from like working there, I've discovered a lot of things that people would like to know about like before they go, because I feel like there is a lot of things that people actually need to know, and people kind of get there and they're a bit like shocked by something, or they didn't know that they needed this, and they didn't know that it was like on a hillside and whatever. And you know, we've got complaints about things. We don't get many complaints, like a lot of our customers are so nice, but you know, we get like the odd complaint about it being steep because they didn't know that beforehand. We get complaints about height restrictions and all that. So even though all of this information is on the website, I am going to be doing this video and I'm just going to go into a lot more detail of it, and you know, because I have worked there, so I kind of know what I'm talking about for once in my life. So yes, hopefully this video will help at least one or two people. If you're new here, hi, my name is Zoe. Hit that subscribe button if you're feeling generous. I am trying to figure out an upload schedule for this channel because I do want to keep uploading consistently. So I kind of want to upload like maybe every Friday, but I just need ideas because a lot of my ideas for this channel for this year's videos was to be done at theme parks. Like, I need to go to a theme park to do that specific video, and it's not just a vlog or anything, like it's an actual video and it's like challenges and you know, just random videos. But obviously the coronavirus happened, so I can't do that at the moment, so I'm struggling for ideas. So I'm gonna say that I'm gonna upload every Friday, but I'm not gonna promise. I'm gonna try my absolute best, but I'm not promising anything. So yes, if you guys have any ideas, please do let me know, because I am in need of some ideas really badly, so I can keep uploading until the theme parks open this year. Hopefully this will all be over soon and we can just get back to going to the theme parks because I miss them so much. So yeah, so for now I'm just gonna try and upload every Friday at 4 PM. But if I miss out a Friday, then like don't be mad at me, it's just because I literally have like no ideas at the moment. Okay, I'm gonna stop rambling and we're gonna get into this video. Okay, so the first thing I think you should know is that you need a child to get into the park. I feel like a lot of people know this already, but in case you don't, then you do need a child to enter the park. And then if you're a child or like a teenager, then you need an adult to get into the park. I think teenagers need an adult, I'm pretty sure they do. I think anyone under the age of 18 or 16 needs an adult. Like I said, it's all on the website. I'll link the website down below in case I get anything wrong, but I don't think I have. So yeah, you do need a child to get in because it is a children's theme park. You know, it's not like Alton Towers. We don't have like groups of like teenagers going around, and we don't have like thrill rides and stuff. So obviously like we need the children to come into the park because it is a children's theme park, and there's so many rides for the children, but adults can enjoy it as well. Like sometimes I see the adults enjoying themselves more than the kids do. So yeah, don't be like put off by the fact that it is a children's theme park. Like the majority of the rides are made for little children. Like they are basic, they're simple, they're slow. You know, we've not got anything like Nemesis on the Smiler. I'd probably say the most thrilling ride we have is our zip wire. and then a lot of people love the pirate ship as well. So yeah, but you know, like, adults can go and enjoy it just as much as the kids. It just kind of depends on your attitude. Like, you can go and you can be negative about it and you can think, oh my god, like, I'm only here for my child, or I'm only here for like my baby sister or baby brother and whatever, like, I'm gonna hate it, I'm gonna find it really boring. You can go in with that attitude and like not have a good day, or you can go in with like a positive attitude and think, wow, okay, I've got a chance to like live out my childhood here, and I can be a big kid for the day, and you can actually really enjoy yourself. And I think sometimes it is just nice, like, I've never experienced this because I don't have a baby brother or a baby sister or like a younger brother or sister. I am the youngest in my family, so I've never sort of experienced this. But I think if you do have like a baby brother or sister, or like it's just your child, I think seeing them enjoy themselves just makes you happy anyway. Like, if you really love them and you really care for them and stuff, I think just sort of seeing them like go on their first ride and seeing them just having fun and enjoying themselves is like such a like heartwarming thing. And if your child isn't too keen on a ride but you like it, say that, like, you know, you're the mum and your daughter doesn't like the pirate ship, if you have somebody else with you, get the other person to look after your daughter, and then you can come on the ride just by yourself. Like, you don't need a child to come on the rides, but the child needs an adult to go around theme parks, and most of the time the child will need an adult to go on the rides. But if you're an adult and you just want to like come on the pirate ship by yourself or something, then like you can do that. The next thing is that it has a lot of hills. A lot of people complain to us and they complain on TripAdvisor, and they're like, oh my gosh, I didn't realise it was so steep, I didn't realise it had this many hills. And the amount of people that have given us like 1 star on TripAdvisor just for the park being like built on a hillside is ridiculous. Like, we can't help that, you know, there's nothing we can do about that. It's just the way that it was built. We're not exactly gonna like flatten the whole park, and I quite like it. Yes, you can get out of breath going up of the hills, and like if I'm on a ride that is quite far away from the staff room, I do get out of breath quite a lot on my way to the staff room. But the fact that it is built on a hillside means that you get amazing views, and it's just like beautiful because you get views all over Matlock Bath. You can see the heights of Abraham, you can see like the cable cars going up, you can see all over Matlock Bath. You could probably even see into Matlock if you look far enough. Got there in the end. So yeah, honestly, you do get amazing views, but a lot of people do complain about the fact that it is so steep and we have so many hills. A lot of people think it's dangerous because it's easy to fall over and stuff, but it's just the way that the park was built. There isn't much that we can do about that. We do try our best to kind of, you know, make it as easy as possible for people. So like near the top of the park we have a travelator, which is basically like an escalator, so you can go on that, and that makes it easier for people with pushchairs, or if you're in a wheelchair or something, then it's easy to go just up the travelator. I'd also recommend, if you don't want to like climb all of the hills, start from the top of the park and then just work your way down, and then you're not like climbing hills all the time, you're not like going uphill, you're coming downhill instead, which is obviously a lot easier than going up. So I think it's best to go to the top entrance, because we have 2 entrances. We have a top entrance and we have a bottom entrance. The bottom entrance is near where the pirate ship is, it's near Bourbon Street. I think that's the main entrance that a lot of people go to, but we do also have a top entrance as well near to the top of the park, and I think it's easier to kind of go from there and then just work your way down to the park. I think maybe start at top entrance. You might have to climb a little bit just to get to like the very top of the park, and then work your way down. Or if you're coming in from the bottom entrance, wait for the chairlift to open, go on the chairlift all the way to the top, and then work your way down from there. I think that's the easiest way to do it, and then you're not climbing so many hills, you're not going to get out of breath throughout the day. And yeah, it is just easier to go from the top to the bottom. The next thing is height restrictions. The amount of complaints we get on height restrictions is ridiculous because a lot of the general public just don't really understand height restrictions. They don't understand why they're there. I once had a customer try and bring a tiny little newborn baby onto the pirate ship, and I was like, whoa, 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 hold up. Babies can't go on the pirate ship. So a lot of the rides you do have to be 90 centimeters or over to go on them, and then we have the odd few rides that are 1.2 meters, and then a lot of the rides you can, like, they don't have a height restriction. You can just go on, you can actually bring like babies onto that ride and stuff. Yeah, just bear in mind that there are height restrictions. Yes, it is a children's theme park, but when we say children, I think we mean like 3-year-olds to like 10-year-olds, I'd say. We don't mean like 2-month-old babies. So yes, however, there is stuff for under 90 centimeters. We have the lazy river, we've got the carousel, we've got the party house. There's like so many different rides that under 90 centimeters can go on, and that is all listed on the website. So again, link down below. And then a lot of the rides, yes, you do need to be 90 centimeters to go on them, but a lot of the rides you need an adult with you. And then to go on without an adult for most of the rides, it is 1.2 meters, which isn't actually that tall, to be fair. When I first started out last year, I was on the pirate ship a lot, and I always saw, like, if I ever saw a child walk up the entrance without a parent, I was like, oh my gosh, they're gonna be way too small. I'm gonna have to like tell them to get their mum or dad or someone. I'd measure them, and turns out that they would be fine without an adult. So 1.2 meters isn't actually that tall, and most of the time children can get away with going on it without an adult because they reach the 1.2 mark. But I think they do have like a measuring system at the gates, so when you go in, you'll know what height your child is and like what they can go on and stuff. But the majority of the rides you do have to be 90 centimeters with an adult or 1.2 meters without an adult. And then, like I said, there is rides for under 90 centimeters. I think a lot of them you do need an adult, or you just need upper body control just so that child can sit up and they're not like flopping around everywhere, just because obviously that would be really dangerous. And height restrictions are there for a reason. I know a lot of enthusiasts, like, we understand height restrictions, like we get it, you know, but a lot of the general public don't. And just a reminder that height restrictions are there for a reason. We don't set these height restrictions, it's the ride manufacturer that sets these. They are there for a very specific reason. If a child is too small, they could easily just like fall out of the ride, or the lap bar probably won't hold them in securely, you know, like there's so many different reasons why height restrictions are in place. So please don't go complaining to ride operators about them, because there's nothing that we can do. We're just following the rules, and if we break those rules, you know, we could get sued. Bad things can happen. So please don't complain to ride operators. Please be nice to them, because we're only doing our job, and we're only trying to keep your child safe. So just be nice to the ride operators. Height restrictions are there for a reason, and we have to follow them. The next thing is that car parking is completely free. How amazing is that? Because a lot of theme parks charge you for parking your car. I think Pleasure Beach car parking is ridiculous. It's like £18 just to park your car there for the day, and I just think £18 is a ridiculous amount of money just to like leave your car in a car park. Like, I don't agree with that at all. That doesn't sit right with me. No, I hate the fact that they do that. I don't know how much Merlin parks charge for their car parking, but I imagine it would probably be around the same price, but I'm not sure. Somebody let me know in the comments. But yes, the good thing about Gulliver's Kingdom is that we don't charge for car parking. It is completely free, and we tend to have, oh my gosh, I really can't speak today. We tend to have a lot of car parking spaces, so if you get there early, you're guaranteed to grab yourself a space. If you get there sort of around midday and all the car parking spaces are full, then you can go and park in the council car park, which is just down below. And I think you do have to pay for that, but I think Gulliver's Kingdom pays for that for you. So I think you just take your ticket to Gulliver's Kingdom and they will pay that for you, I think. You might have to double check that, but I think that's how that works. Okay, so my next few things are based on 2 attractions that we have, because they're kind of the ones that I've just mentioned. They're to do with like the whole entire like theme park. These points that I'm going to mention are purely based on the zip wire and on the high ropes course that we've got, because there are things about the zip line and the high ropes course that you will need to know before you come and visit, because some of these things aren't stated on the website, and you know, a lot of people come and they're like, oh, I didn't know that we needed this, and I didn't know that this was going to happen and all that. So these are based on the zigzag, which is what our zip wire is called, and then the crow's nest, which is what our high ropes course is called. Oh my god, that's really hard to say. So we have a high ropes course, and it's around 70 to 80 feet high, and you get harnessed up and you are attached to a sling line, and it's an overhead tracking course. So you basically have like a sling line thing that you hold on to, and you like pull it like above your head, if that makes sense. You have to, as you go along the course, you have to like pull it with you. And then we also have a zip line, which only opened last year, and that is basically a kind of like, I don't really know how you explain it, because it's not like a zip wire, it's like a zip coaster type thing. So it's basically, again, you get harnessed up and then you're attached to like the back of your harness, and you have 2 ropes to hold on to, and then you have to run up a kind of, I don't know what you'd call it, like run up the slope, run up the hill, and then you get to the top and you just jump off, you just keep running, you just keep going, and it basically just takes you around that area of the park. Again, the track is like above your head, and you're attached to like a trolley kind of system. So yeah, it's such a good ride. That is my favourite ride on the park. It's my favourite ride to operate. I love it so much. So yeah, but there are things about those 2 attractions that you need to know. So the first one is that you need to wear closed toe shoes. We can't let you on either the crow's nest or the zigzag without closed toe shoes on. So basically you're not allowed to wear flip-flops, you're not allowed to wear sandals, you're not allowed to wear heels, I don't think you're allowed to wear slip-ons. Basically any open toe shoes or any shoes that can fall off your feet easily, you won't be allowed to wear. Because you're kind of from the zigzag, you're like hanging above the track. It's kind of like a suspended coaster, but you're not in a seat, you're just like literally hanging. If you have shoes on that can fall off easily, that could obviously be really dangerous, because you could lose your shoe, which means you have to go around for the rest of the day without your shoes, or just like one shoe. And then secondly, it could hit somebody, which again, if you're wearing slip-ons, it might hurt someone. If you're wearing heels, that could definitely hurt someone. And you know, you gotta like think about all of these things. So don't wear slip-on shoes or sliders or flip-flops or anything like that. Trainers is the best way to go, because you know, they're completely safe. We've never had somebody, you know, lose their trainer throughout the track. So you know, trainers are the best thing to wear. And if it's a really hot day and you do want to wear flip-flops, but you do want to come on the crow's nest or the zigzag, then have a spare set of trainers with you. Even if you want to keep those trainers in the car, you can, I think if you keep your ticket with you, you can go out of the park and then come back into, like go out of the park, go to your car, get your trainers, and then go back into the park, and that's completely fine. Because obviously you're not really wanting to carry a spare set of shoes around with you all day, but please just have them with you, because it's so heartbreaking when people turn up and we have to turn them away because they're not wearing the right footwear. We do check the queue, the people, like the ride operators in the harnessing booth, because that's where you queue up, because you have to get harnessed first and then you walk over to the platform, and obviously that's where you go and ride. It is the ride operator's job at the harness booth to look out for footwear and all of that. So we will, like, if it's a really busy day, we will just like check the queue, and we'll check everyone's footwear, we'll check everyone's height, make sure everyone is allowed to go on it, and then you're not waiting in a queue for like an hour and then get turned away at the last minute. So don't worry about having to like queue up, or if you have any questions about it, then just ask a member of staff. We're all really nice. We all try and help you as much as possible, and there is signs around the ride explaining what footwear you can wear and, you know, the height restrictions and everything. So read them before you get in the queue, because you don't want to be queuing like 90 minutes to then be turned away because you're not wearing the right footwear. But, you know, like I say, we do go around the queue and just check that everyone is wearing the right footwear, just so you're not queuing there for like 90 minutes and then get turned away. So the next one, this is specifically sort of more aimed at Zigzag than Crow's Nest. Zigzag is also called Rigger's Revenge, by the way. It has like so many different names. It's called the Zip Wire, Zip Line, Zigzag, Rigger's Revenge, Zip Coaster. Like, there's so many different names for it. I just call it Zigzag. I feel like it's just so much easier than saying Rigger's Revenge. And I also gave myself the nickname of Zigzag Zoe, because my nickname is Zoe anyway. Like, my actual name is Zoe, but a lot of people just call me Zoe, and I love people calling me Zoe. So Zigzag Zoe kind of has a nice ring to it, and I was on Zigzag like every day last year. From like July onwards, I was on Zigzag every day, so I kind of just gave myself that nickname. So I kind of like sticking to the name Zigzag. But anyways, the next one is, we need parents' permission to harness your child up. We do this because a lot of people might be like, excuse me, what are you doing to my child? Because obviously we're harnessing people up, and when you put a harness on, you're getting quite close to a person. It may look really wrong to some people, but we are just literally harnessing your child up, making sure that they are nice and secure, because obviously if the harness isn't right and they go on that ride, you don't even know what might happen. So obviously we need to be really like on it with the harnessing. We need to make sure it's really tight, make sure it's nice and secure. So we need the child's parents' permission. So if you're the parent of your child and you're not coming on the ride but your child is, you can send the child on the ride by him or herself, but don't leave the zigzag area, because the amount of times that we have had to, like, we've asked a child like, where's your parents, and they don't know where their parents are, we don't know where they are, we don't know what they look like, you know. So yeah, and obviously that kind of holds up the queue a bit more, because it's like we have to go and find their parents to get permission. If we don't get permission, again, it's just one of those rules. It's something that we have to do, and a lot of the time the parents are just completely fine with it, because they understand that, you know, their child needs to be safe and secure. So a lot of the time the parents are fine, and they're like, you didn't even need to ask. But again, it's just one of those rules that we have to stick to. We have to ask, just for sort of legal reasons. So the final thing you need to know is that for Zigzag, the queue will close earlier than stated. So most of the time we will close for our lunch breaks, unless a manager is going to come and cover us. We will close the whole ride for our lunch break, and then we will reopen again, and then we'll close early. If it's like really busy, we'll close early towards the end of the day, just so we can actually get done, and we're not going to be there until like midnight. So if we'll have a sign up saying what time we close for lunch. So if it says this is closed from 12:30 until 1:15, that basically means we're going to close at like 12:10, because it takes like 15 to 20 minutes to lock everything up, put all the harnesses away. We have to get through the queue line. Even if it's a short queue, you know, it just takes quite a while to sort of get through everyone, make sure everybody has a go. So yes, just be aware of that. You know, if you do see a sign saying that we're going to close for lunch, don't assume that we're going to close at 12:30. That's the time that we need to be closed by. So by that point we need to have everything locked, we need to have the harnesses put away, we need to have gotten through everyone, and we need to go for our lunch at 12:30. So we can't still be going at 12:30, even though that does happen quite a lot, because a lot of people just don't listen to us and they join the queue even though we've said that it's closed. But yes, you know, a lot of the time we will close sort of 15 to 20 minutes before it's actually stated, just so, you know, we've got enough time to get through everyone and we can actually have a lunch break. And then we will try our best to get back open for like 1:15, so we have half an hour for our lunch. So say that we go at 12:30, we'll get back at 1 p.m. and then we can spend that 15 minutes getting everything opened, laying out the harnesses, unlocking everything, opening everything up again, and then we should be ready for 1:15. So yeah, just do bear that in mind. You know, we are going to close a bit earlier for lunch, but you know, we are going to reopen again, so it's not like you're not going to be able to come back later, like later on in that day and come on it, because you will be able to. We're just obviously just closing for our lunch break. And then if it's a really busy day, we will close the queue earlier than 5 p.m. We tend to stay open until well, we open in the morning at 10:30 and then we close at 5 o'clock. Some days on July we will close at 4 o'clock, just because we're only open on those days for like school trips and everything, so there's not a lot of point in staying open until like 5 p.m. But the majority of the days we are open, we will open from 10:30 in the morning until 5 p.m. in the evening. And if it's a really busy day, then we will close the zigzag queue. See, it really depends how busy it actually is. If it's like a super busy day and the queue is already like an hour and a half long, then we will just close at like 4:15, just so we can actually get through everyone. And you know, we're not there until midnight. I'm not even exaggerating. You know, sometimes we'd be there until 6:30, 7 o'clock, I won't get home until like 8 o'clock, and then I'd have to be in at 9 a.m. the next morning. Like, it's so tiring, but I still love it. And you know, we can't be staying there until like 7 p.m. every night when we were supposed to close at 5 p.m. A lot of enthusiasts get really like arsy about queue lines closing early in like some theme parks, but being a ride operator myself and having to do that, I understand why theme parks do this. So please, like, okay, if it's not a busy day, we won't close it early. Like, we'll just close at like 10 to 5 maybe, just so we can actually get it closed on time and everything. And you know, if it's not a busy day at like another theme park, then yeah, they don't have to close early. Don't really understand why they do it. But if it's a really busy day and they close early, please don't like give the staff abuse for it. Don't blame them. Like, they have to do that so they are not there for another like 2 hours. You know, we have to go home at some point. Like, I'd love to stay there all night long, you know, serving the people and making them happy and giving them a good happy experience, but you know, we need to go home. We've got families to see, we've got food to eat. So yes, so do just bear that in mind, that we will close earlier than 5 p.m. if it's a really busy day. And even if it's not that busy, we do tend to close at maybe like 10 to 5, 5 to 5, instead of like on the dot 5 p.m. So that is everything that you need to know before visiting Gulliver's Kingdom. If you have any questions, then please leave them in the comments down below. I'll try to answer them as best as I can. I hope you guys are well and staying safe. Like I said, the Gulliver's Kingdom website is linked in the description box if you want to go and check anything out. And yes, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Hit that subscribe button, because my aim is to get to 1,000 this year. Don't think it will happen, because I tend to keep losing subscribers rather than, well, it's weird because like I gain subscribers and then I like lose them again. So it's like I'm kind of just stuck at like 950. Like, I'll gain some and then it will just go back to 950. But I really do want to get to 1,000 this year. So if you're feeling generous, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next Friday, hopefully, if I can come up with an idea, at 4 p.m. for a brand new video. Bye.